excited for you because I know that you have your hands full.
Oh yeah, yeah, pretty much.
My stomping
Yes.
grounds. What part
Oh
of
really?
Brooklyn
Oh
are you?
really? I'm on the borderline. Well, before I get too technical, I would say
Hmm.
Bed-Stuy, Crown Heights. Is called Weeksville. The whole section is called Weeksville. That's
Uh-huh.
that that's from Atlantic and Troy up to goes over to St. Mark's
Right.
route.
Wow.
Basically, it's like a rectangle, and I'm up in that rectangle, and the area is called Weeksville, but nobody ever calls it Weeksville. They just say, well, it's Crown Heights, it's Bed-Stuy, it's Brownsville. It's like, nah, it's actually Weeksville. So to
Wow.
simplify it, I tell people either Bed-Stuy or
Hmm. I took a look at all your films. I enjoyed all of them. So I'm just letting you know
okay, thank you.
you're great,
Okay,
great. Really good at what you do. Could you
right.
tell us a little bit more
Thank.
about Foster Sin? I really like that. That series is
Okay,
dope.
okay. Now with Forced to Sin, I feel like there's a lot of directors. They come up with a lot of different stories. Some of them it could be superheroes and things that we not can't really relate to. So
Hmm.
being from Brooklyn, I know so many kids that are in the foster care system, and for the most part, they're made fun of. Everybody makes fun of them or has made fun of them. Uh, they ain't your real mother, it's not your real family, and stuff of that. This subject right here, nobody's talking about this.
Right, right,
So
right, right.
let's shed some kind of light on them. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do a story about it, but I'm gonna put it in story format. It's not just gonna be about foster care system, and that's the
Right,
end of
right.
it. I said, no, I'm gonna peel different layers so we can definitely, bring some awareness to the masses
Mhm.
that these real people, like, just treat them right. Just treat them right
Okay.
because they're going through a lot. And you'd be surprised to see some of these kids selling M&Ms on the streets and on the
Yes,
trains, and you really don't know their back. So you're not going to interview the kids right then and there.
of
Oh,
course.
he's he's scaring me, or whatever. Or you might see some of
Mhm.
these females, selling their bodies, and you're like, wow, what's wrong, lady? Don't know with her, but
Mhm.
you don't have the time to sit there and peel back any kind of layers. So I felt like it was a subject and it was a story that should have been told and just explained a
Mhm.
bit more to the masses.
Right,
Some of these people probably really need help and they're kids. So
right. Mhm. And it's familiar to
yeah,
people that are not even exposed to
yeah,
that type of environment.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and
yeah.
why do you feel that it would be familiar to others? Why do you feel that it would be familiar to other people on a broader
Um,
spectrum?
Yeah, most of the families that I've encountered have children from the foster care system in their families, whether they did it out of love or whether they did it for money, for the check. So it's like if it doesn't seem like a familiar thing to your family, you might know somebody that did it either for the love or for the money. So it's always one of them dark secrets that nobody talks about. And I know quite a few people that just did it for the money. So I felt like if the other going through similar situations, and I'm like, hold up, my best friend, his family's going through that. My best friend, everybody. Then it even hit my own home where my mother, she adopted my cousin, and he went from being my first cousin to my brother. So I even
Mm-hmm.
seen the change in my own mother. So I felt like who else is going to tell a story? Like nobody's really going to tell a story. So
It's a great thing that you took the initiative to do
yeah,
that. Because
yeah.
it's a
Thank you.
very, very the topic alone is sensitive. People cannot
Yeah,
bring
it
themselves
really
to talk
is.
about
Nah.
past and what
Mm-mm.
goes on in those homes, because they
Yeah,
have these memories that they don't even talk about,
yeah, yeah,
memories that
yeah,
they have to take to their graves,
Yeah,
So, I
yeah.
mean, next couple of months, what do you have coming up? What other projects do you have in the works?
I have several projects. I have a vampire movie that I'm doing. I started filming that in July. Now,
Mm-hmm.
we've all seen vampire movies before, but people of color have not, really tossed their hat in that arena. It's like when Eddie Murphy did it, we said, okay, this is gonna be so scary. And then when we saw it, it was like, okay, it seemed pretty Hollywood to me.
Right. Mm-hmm.
To me, it didn't match up with a scary movie.
Mm-hmm.
They come off as being corny or whack. So I guess that's why a lot of people don't even choose to step in that realm. They say, "Oh, nah, that's corny." I'm like, I love scary movies. I love horror movies. So that's what I've
Right.
been working on. It's called In Vain. I named it In Vain because it's a double entendre. For one, a lot of people they use the Lord's name in vain. So, oh my God, and saying a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that they don't
Yeah.
really realize what they're saying. So when they really do need the Lord, He's like, you've been saying a bunch of crap attached to my name the whole time,
Right.
just using my name in vain. So now on top of that, the vampires are coming for, what's in your vein is the blood. So it's like if you have somebody using the Lord's name in vain, they're coming for. So it's like you better believe in somebody.
Wow. And
Yes.
who do you credit your, well, not this particular project, but who do you credit all of this to? Who gave you the inspiration to do all of these great things? Wow.
Looking at so many bad movies, I said, this is bad. I said, this is terrible. I said, there's no way that I can do worse than that. I said, because if I was able to do this same movie, I would have changed this, added that. So looking at bad movies, I didn't know that it was going to be. So, oh no, that's terrible. I kept saying it.
Right.
I've always been writing. I said, what about one of these grand ideas that I have to actually write all of this stuff? And then we're going to formulate it. I'm going to buy all of the equipment myself. I'm going to do all my research. I'm going to do everything that I need to do. And then, put my own spin and own twist. Yeah, so. But besides
that's
that,
great.
yes. And besides that, I would say Keenan Ivory Wayans. I love Keenan Ivory Wayans. I don't believe that he gets enough credit. He really doesn't get enough credit. This guy is the mastermind and architect behind so many careers. And he started with his family. He actually, gave Jim Carrey his start. Jim Carrey is one of the biggest stars of the last 20-some years, and it started from Keenan Ivory Wayans. J-Lo, same thing. So I think he's more than anything, and you don't see him a lot. He's had his hands and his fingerprints on quite a few careers. So shout out to Keenan Ivory Wayans.
So the problems that we have today, what do you think that it will solve in your eyes? What do you think your films will solve?
Yes. It will show that it will solve the issues of not understanding. I just really want to bring awareness to the masses. I just want people to down on anybody. You don't know people's stories. You don't know what kind of mental health issues they're going through. When you think of mental health issues, you think of someone in these.
Yeah.
Some of these children are going through a lot. They're going through, so to speak, and they're so embarrassed. Even they want to be tough, or they want to find different outlets on how just to normalize these feelings, and whether it's using drugs or alcohol or out on I just would love for people to take another look at some of these children that are in these systems and in the system and in these situations.
What's your favorite quote that you live by?
Oh, I have so many. Failing to prepare is preparing to fail.
Oh,
Um,
wow. I like that.
I have so many. That's the one I normally use. You know,
What do you think people are afraid of right now? What do you think they're afraid of?
to be original. I think people love
That's
following fads and
Mhm.
trends. Nobody wants to step outside of the box and say, "Well, I'm going to do this." Everybody's like, "Well, Bobby has this, Sally has that, so it's
Right.
cool. I could look like them." And it's like, no. So people really like scared to be original. I think that they fear that just being themselves.
That's true.
Some people, some people
True.
will go to the grave without being themselves.
And that's what I'm saying. So many people that are in the graveyard that
Yeah,
haven't had an opportunity to live their dreams,
yeah,
and here we are,
yeah.
still alive,
I
able
know.
to live freely. But sometimes, and I'm learning this because
Yeah,
I see that there are still individuals that are not, they are still here. They're in that office, they're in that room. They're not even trying to live their dream because they're afraid.
yeah,
So, yes,
yeah.
yes.
It really depends on how you're programming yourself. You could program yourself with faith and joy, or you can just stay watching the news and be
Right,
afraid of
right.
everything. Just afraid. Don't come near me. Just don't touch me. I'm not going in that neighborhood. It's so many things that those scare tactics. I'm not sure if it's on purpose. Who
Mhm.
knows? But just a lot of people are scared to live. I've made a lot of strides this year against all odds. They say, "Hey, stay in the house. Don't do this. Don't do that." And I said, I'm gonna be safe, but I still have to live as well. I have to live, and
So
I
this
have
is
children.
this all a grassroots effort? Is this something that you're doing by yourself?
Yes, I have the assistance of my son, but for the most part, myself.
Hmm. Wow.
So each one teach one. Like I'm showing, I have two sons and a daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So they're all pretty great with the cameras.
Hmm.
But it starts with me,
Hmm.
and I have my father. He's the so supportive of everything that I'm
Wow.
doing. He's my biggest supporter. I believe that unity in the community is just everything, and it's not enough of that. I mean, I haven't visited Compton or haven't visited Detroit, but for everything
Hmm.
that I read and heard, it seems to be the same stuff that's going on in East New York, Brownsville, Bed-Stuy, to where we haven't valued the black dollar enough. We'll take
Hmm.
the black dollar, enough of them, and run somewhere else. And
Hmm.
so to me, it means everything. So I'm all about supporting local businesses, even if it's in my community. If it's somewhere else, I'll support them. So the black dollar means everything to me.
I had to ask you that because a lot of people think that they're doing it by themselves for real, and
Yeah,
they're not.
yeah,
So they have to be reminded that there are people that, in the past, I've asked my aunt, I've asked my uncles, to help me out. But I do have people from local stores that have helped me also,
that's
people in the
great.
community that believed in my vision. So
Yeah,
I always know who they are. I always go back and say hello and see how they're doing, so I had to
yeah.
ask you.
Yeah, that's it's a tough thing though. That's a tough love right there. I have my own. This is In Vain, the movie that's
I was
coming
about to
out.
ask
So
you. I was about to
yeah,
ask you.
so I have shirts. I have well, I had a few face masks. I didn't invest enough in that, but I have sweaters, shirts, Yeah, so I'm all about supporting, our peoples. I mean, if somebody supports me, I support them. Even if they don't support me, I'm not into that. There's too much going back and forth. If I see
Right.
something, I like it, I'm getting it. Hey, I'm here to support. Don't give me the discount price. What do you want for this? This is what I'm paying for it. Thank you.
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah,
Well, I'm with you on that. So I
yes,
want to make sure all of our readers know where to get your clothes. I want to make sure they
yes.
know where to see that series, Foster
Yeah,
Sin.
Forster Sin. I have Forster Sin shirts, sweaters, in vain shirts and sweaters. You can actually follow me on Instagram and pretty much purchase it through there.
Hmm.
My Instagram page is Forster Sin underscore official page. Forster
Okay.
Sin
Mhm.
underscore official page, and from there, you'll see several shirts. Things of that nature. I haven't put up a website yet because I need at least two, three secretaries. I haven't I need two, three
Oh
secretaries. At first,
no.
yeah, I didn't think it was going to get become this overwhelming, but it really is. And as far as where the show can be seen at Foster Sin, you could go on the
Mhm.
Tubi app. There's an app on your phones, it's on your TV, Tubi. So once you go to Tubi, type in Foster Sin, and I have two seasons up there. The rest of my movies are on YouTube. So you just go to YouTube, type in Ray Luke, and I have a short film series called Two Wrongs with a Z at the end. I have a series called Roommates. That's a comedy. I have a coming of age comedy for the
Mhm.
young kids called with a Z once again. And yeah, and I have a lot more shows that I'm gonna work on in the next year. So
Nice.
I have quite a few
Happy for
shows.
you.
Yeah.
So happy for you. And I wish
Thank
you
you.
all
Appreciate
the
it.
best. I wish you all the
Thank you.
best. And I
Thank you. It means
thank
a
you for
lot.
being with me today, for taking the time out.
I definitely cleared my schedule just so I can be here talking with you, and I appreciate for having me up here. It means a lot to me. I'm here. If you ever need me for anything, just reach out.
Thank
I'm here to support. Yeah, really. Let's get
you.
it. Absolutely
Mhm.
great. I appreciate you.
Okay. I call you
What did you
Ray or
say?
Ray?
Oh yeah, no, no. Everybody calls me Ray. I mean, only time anybody says Raymond is when I'm in trouble. So yeah, Ray. Yeah.
Okay, it's Ray.
Is
It's Ray.
Ray. Yes.
Mhm.
Is Ray. Yes.
Dad, remember what Mom said? No more early birthday gifts.
I know, but a week away just seems so far, doesn't it?
What happened?
But again, I ask you, what the hell do you want?
I'm starting to get the feeling that you've forgotten who you are and what we once had.
See, this money is not coming in like it should. And as the bishop, I gotta let y'all brothers know this is not acceptable.
In order to become a full-fledged vampire, you have to kill a man, a woman,